Before I'm adding any texture, I need to add the horns and the ears. I start by poking some holes to place the horns down into so that I can more easily blend it to the skull. Then I roll out a snake and I just place it into the hole. And this horn was a lot longer than I wanted, and I actually spent a really long time trying to figure out how I wanted the horns on this to look, and I didn't film the entire process of that. So in the next clip, you'll see what I ended up going with after much deliberation. Horns are hard, okay? Here they are. I think they look cute. They look nice. I didn't want the horns to be overpowering to the design, so I made them a lot smaller. I'm making the ear holes now so I can place the ears next. And ears are really difficult to film making of too, so I have them almost finished here. I decided to just film some of the detailing for them. It's basically the same as placing horns, except, a flat, hollowed shape rather than a tubular horn shape. I'm using my silicone brush to just brush in some texture, smooth it out a little bit, and make sure it's lined up with the eye. Now I'm finally ready to start adding my first scales to the dragon, and I start by adding the eyelids, and I wanted to have some detailed eye texture going on here, so I spent a lot of time adding lots of little fine lines and details. I'm using my sewing pin for this. It is definitely one of my favorite tools, especially for fine textures and scales. Now I'm working on the nose plate, and this is usually the first scale that I do on my scaly creatures because it's very prominent and it's right there in the front. It adds so much personality and it definitely gives a reptilian look. I really enjoy this part. I filmed the rest of this off screen because it's really difficult to stay within frame while doing all these fine details. And I really needed to focus and get this right, This is what I ended up with. I used my snake's shed as a reference. And here is pretty much, it's almost done. I'm still adding in, I tried to film some of this, but then I immediately drift off again. So here, another attempt. I just smooth out, after I carve out the shape, I smooth them out so that the edges sort of meet together, and it makes this really nice, natural looking texture. And here's the finished. I really like how this came out. Thank you guys for watching once again. I'll see you in the next one.